Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York on Long Island. 631-756-1125 is the phone number. Best prices in town. And don't forget, when winter comes, they got salt and there's a salt shortage. So they will have the best prices around if you need it. So we'll get in touch with them. The website is omnitruevalue.com. Wholesale holiday lighting by Giannini, your complete holiday lighting specialist, meeting all your decorating needs with Halloween coming up. And then, of course, Christmas follows. You might want to have your home decorated professionally to be the best house on the block, or maybe you want to do this as a business. They're at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, New York, also on Long Island. 631-957-5106, the phone number there, and the website is liholidaylighting.com. So let's run through what's going on with these round of watches. We're kind of in a very unusual situation in that we've had the ground saturated by not one, but two tropical systems in the last couple of weeks. And obviously, Ida being the one that did the most damage from the standpoint of rainfall. Now, this is really reflecting the fact that the ground is so utterly saturated that we're in a position now that for some areas, it will take as little as a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain in a short period of time to trigger off some localized flooding. Rivers are running high, so the flash flood watches are up for northern New Jersey, north and west, basically along and north and west of the Turnpike, maybe even a little bit south and east of the Turnpike. Also for eastern Pennsylvania and going up from northeastern Pennsylvania southward to just south and west of Philadelphia and going to the west to about Allentown. We also have flash flood watches up for the lower Hudson Valley west of the Hudson River. Now, areas to the east are probably a little bit less vulnerable, but we'll have to just watch to see how these thunderstorms set up late today and tonight. I don't really think we're going to see too much in the way of thunderstorm activity today other than some renegade stuff. And by the way, along the coast, rip current issues and rough surf are going to be a problem over the next couple of days as Hurricane Larry passes to the east of Bermuda. And you can see on the satellite loop here where the front is still pretty far to the west. It hasn't even gotten near Pittsburgh yet. So it usually takes weather systems about 8 to 10 hours to go from western Pennsylvania to reach the coast. So it hasn't reached it there yet. You can pretty well expect that these thunderstorms, the main line of thunderstorms, will not get here until probably after 8 or 9 o'clock. There might be some renegade cells that have to form this afternoon in inland areas. We'll have to watch out for those. But the main area is not going to come until after sunset. Now, the Storm Prediction Center is getting into the mix. Now, I kind of thought that this front was going to be more on the benign side earlier this week, but obviously that's not the case. The front has gotten more energized. The upper trough that's swinging east is rather strong. So we are going to be setting up for the risk of some severe thunderstorms. And you can see the slight risk now has been extended down to about the Washington, D.C. area and a small portion of northeastern Virginia, and then going north and east, covering western New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania from north to south, and then through upstate New York and into western New England. So it's a fairly extensive area of slight risk with marginal risk on either side. And there is, once again, tornado risk. And we don't, when we got the first, when we had this happen the first time, when we saw 5% tornado risk, we made a note that it doesn't happen very often here in the Northeast. Well, this is probably the third or fourth time that we've seen a 5% risk for tornadoes. So at least for this year, apparently it does happen often. That area that's in the slight risk pretty much covers the 5% tornado risk, and that there's a 2% tornado risk that extends fairly far down to the south into Virginia and fairly far north up in northwestern New England. It's just about the line runs to about New York City and from there westward as far as the 2% risk. Now, rainfall amounts here, it's kind of interesting again because we said this, it's not going to take a whole lot to cause a flash flooding episode. So we're really not talking about a lot of rain, but you get one thunderstorm to go through. If it puts down a quick inch of rain in 20 or 30 minutes, you're going to wind up with some flash flooding. And the folks at WPC, I mean, they're basically indicating anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to as much as some local amounts to an inch or an inch and a half. And I think that pretty well makes sense when we take a look from the standpoint of the rainfall forecast amounts. You can see we're not looking at the kind of outrageous numbers. It's just the fact that everything is so saturated and that it just won't take very much to set off some flash flooding. So watching the NAM model from overnight, and you can see during the day there's not really all that much that develops, but there's that line to the west, and it really just kind of comes through here during the late evening hours and into tonight, because this is at 11 o'clock tonight, and the line is still from about Albany to Scranton to just west of Harrisburg, and then it moves toward the coast. One of the things that's happening is it's slowing down as it moves eastward, because you've got Hurricane Larry out there east of Bermuda, and it's causing the trough, the upper trough to the west, to just kind of get hung up a little bit, and it's going to be sitting temporarily stalling just offshore late tonight and tomorrow morning. So there will be some rain for southeastern New England and possibly for Long Island during the morning hours on Thursday. Areas to the west could see a stray shower or two, but we're just going to have to wait until late in the day when the whole thing finally starts to push out to the east for us to get genuine improvement. Larry will be accelerating to the north and then turning northeastward, passing well out to the east come Friday. And we're setting up for some rather nice weather for the finish of the week as we go into Friday and into the weekend. We're going to be in pretty good shape. Temperatures today are going to be in the 80s. The humidity is coming up. It's not going to be atrociously high, but it is definitely going to be more humid than the last couple. And then for Thursday, we'll probably be just into the 70s as the front will be to our east and some cooler air comes in. Friday looks mostly sunny with highs generally in the 70s. We'll be in the upper 70s to low 80s on Saturday. The humidity Saturday will still be on the low side. It'll start to come up a little bit, and then it'll turn a little more humid and warm on Sunday with sunshine taking temperatures up into the 80s. And then looking ahead to next week, I'm really not seeing too much going on. It does look to be on the warmish side for at least the start of the week, and maybe around the middle part of the week we'll get some kind of cold front to come on in and drop down from the northwest, and perhaps just limit how warm it gets for only to a couple of days. Okay, Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the phone number for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. And Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini, your complete holiday lighting specialist, meeting all your decorating needs at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, New York, 631-957-5106. And the website is liholidaylighting.com. So as we watch things evolve, as we go through the day, the Joe and Joe Weather Show will be on tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. So be sure to tune in. That's on my YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi, 7:30 Eastern Time. Have a good day, everybody.